Hi, Daniel. So happy that you're here with us in spirit.
He's here with us in spirit every week.
Every week.
He knows us.
You know what? A toast.
A toast.
To Daniel,
To
our editor.
Our editor.
We've never met in person, but, well, wait, didn't we have one phone call with him?
We did.
Cheers to Daniel.
Cheers,
he
Daniel.
is the mastermind behind putting all this back together.
All this crazy shit. Oh, my God.
So what we are enjoying here today, you guys, Michelle, I'm really excited because it took over a month to arrive. You would have thought it came from England.
Yeah.
But I did end up getting Meghan Markle's As Ever brand teas. You are enjoying the lemon ginger tea and I am having the peppermint tea.
And I am enjoying it.
It's delicious.
It's delicious.
And I'm letting you, this is a very special mug that you are drinking out of.
Yeah.
That is their matrimony mug.
Their
I like
commemorative matrimony
Yes.
mug.
And I just want you to know that I woke up early to watch their wedding in 2018.
Wow.
That's when they got married. And I'll never forget it because it was a very interesting day, I think, for the whole world, because I think that there were a lot of feelings behind them getting married. I was just excited for the fanfare and the royal wedding.
That you got. Now, what did you
got it.
think? Did you like her dress? Did you think she looked
I thought
stunning?
I loved her. I liked her dress. I didn't mind it. I loved her party dress, that halter. I think it was maybe, I don't know if it was Ellie Saab
I
or something. It was
remember.
beautiful. And then she wore Princess Diana's aquamarine ring.
Yeah.
It was
I remember that too.
gorgeous, like an emerald cut aquamarine. I love aquamarine.
Was that borrowed? Was that her borrowed? Or do you think she got to keep? Was that a gift?
I don't know, but I always wonder like how William and Prince Harry have like split up her beautiful belongings. And like, there's so much conflict between and resentment between these two families. Like, is William so pissed off that she's maybe wearing like Princess Diana's cuff bracelets and earrings? Like, I can imagine that there's some hard feelings there.
Do you think that there will be a reconciliation? I know that wasn't Harry just in England, and didn't he see his dad?
Yeah, I mean, listen, his dad's. I don't know
His
where
dad's health isn't great, right?
Yeah, I think he like has cancer.
Cancer.
He's got those, really thick fingers. I've always noticed his fingers are thick, and
What
I
do you
didn't
mean
know
his fingers like thick, like my violin teacher, Mr. Hagedorn's feeling.
were they thick.
I had a violin teacher who had the fattest sausage fingers I have ever seen, and he could play the violin. Was amazed.
Wow, and he was able to play the violin with his fingers like that.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I wonder
But
if
King Charles has thick fingers. He's kind of known for it. And I don't know if this is like a circulatory blood thing, like a I don't know. All I know is that they've just been thick for always.
like when you say thick,
round and thick and girthy.
thick, and we're talking about fingers.
Yeah, I'm not talking about anything else.
Just making sure.
On that note, would you like a pumpkin chocolate chip cookie?
I would.
You guys, these are our famous pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. They are delicious. I actually came up with this recipe. Believe it or not, it's 2 recipes. I kind of took the best parts of it. There's absolutely nothing healthy about this except for the fact that there's pumpkin puree in it.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's a cup of sugar, a cup of brown sugar, 2 sticks of butter. But they're so
like spongy and delicious.
The best. I'll put it in the show notes.
And then make sure you do this time, please.
I will. I always forget. And I'm sorry about that, you guys. But these are so good. And I will make them now until like the new year.
We've already made 2 batches.
And the funny thing is, doesn't William bake them for you guys?
Yeah. Last year he was on a tear.
Yeah. And they yield like 3 dozen cookies.
So many.
And they're not like the most beautifully shaped. As you can see, you just splat them on the freaking sheet and go for it.
I have a hot tip.
What? Ice cream scooper?
We use the scooper. We use the ice cream scooper, and that gives you a
little bit more
even, consistent,
and they all look the
smaller. It becomes like the scooper that we use is, it's not an ice cream scooper, or maybe it is, but it becomes like a 2-bite cookie.
Yeah, and that's all you
which
need.
Is what I like. I feel like I don't want to go out of order here, but I'm just I kind of want to talk about the other cookies that I had this weekend.
I can bring us back to where we're going.
Okay,
go for it.
Fitting right now.
Yeah, let's talk about the Levain. Is it the Levain? Is that how you say it?
Levain. Lauren, haven't you been to the Levain Bakery?
I have. It's right here in the West Loop on Randolph. It's actually that way. And I like their cookies, but I like their little butter rolls. Their cinnamon butter, like brioche. It's like a small little loaf of bread and has cinnamon butter in it.
Oh,
remember when Mom used to toast bread and put butter and cinnamon on it?
Yes, I do that for my kids.
It's like an elevated of that.
Okay, well,
and
brioche bread is incredible.
What did you, was this the first time you had a cookie from there?
Yes, well, I was at a friend's house for a celebration, and one of the other friends brought these cookies, and this was the Levain copycat version.
Oh, so it wasn't.
It was not
Did she
theirs.
bake them?
She made them.
Okay.
And I have
Oh, you have the recipe.
So when I tell
Oh,
you
we're giving 2
this
recipes.
cookie was this big,
Like the
okay?
size of your face.
And this thick, okay? So I took a bite of this thing. It had tons of chocolate chips. The recipe calls for walnuts. She omitted them. I will omit them
like
too.
walnuts in my chocolate chip cookie.
I hate walnuts in everything.
Oh.
It pisses me off.
Oh.
If I bite into a bread or some sort, I told Peggy, I was at my
I love walnuts.
my buddy Peggy's house yesterday. And, we're just at that point in our friendship where we just say it like it is. And I said, this is delicious. This would have been delicious banana bread, but you ruined it with the nuts.
Walnuts.
And she was like, God damn it, you are not the first person to say that.
I like a crunch though.
No.
Oh.
I don't. But anyway, I am here to say, if you are, first of all, our Lauren's pumpkin cookie recipe is incredible.
I would never put walnuts on there ever.
And don't you dare.
That would be blasphemy.
Blasphemy. Don't you dare.
I will never do that. That would be fucking
go ahead
rude.
And put the walnuts in the other one. When I'm telling you, it was one of the best cookies I've ever had best chocolate chip cookies I have ever had in my entire life. Immediately asked her, where did you get this recipe? She just Googled it. I found it. It's Modern Honey is the blog that this person made these. It's incredible.
I love this.
Try it.
Okay,
I wish I would have brought
amazing. Now, today on today's date, it's October 23rd, and 43 years ago, I was born on this day.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. At about 10 o'clock at night, I was born.
How much did you weigh?
I think I was a smaller baby. I feel like 7-ish pounds.
Okay.
And for some reason, I have the clipping of my birth announcement from like the doings. And for some reason, only mom was named in it.
Oh,
it says June Massarella gives birth to.
No one else gave birth to you.
But everyone else's names in there had the dad's name too. So I don't know.
Maybe our parents got into a fight that day or something.
I was really surprised by that, but I'm not mad. It just adds more to my mystery.
Yeah, it certainly does.
I am a Scorpio.
Yep. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
And happy birthday.
Thank you. And for celebration of my birthday, I wore my Freddy Krueger shirt.
Love it.
And it says, follow your dreams.
Yep. Follow your dreams.
Just like Freddy knows, you only live once.
Yep. And if you have a run-in with him, that living's going to
die. So live your life to your fullest. A friend of mine saw me wearing this and she's like, what boutique did you get that at? Can you guess where I got this?
Target.
Spirit Halloween.
Just recently?
Just the other day.
Love it.
Isn't it fantastic?
Now, what Spirit Halloween did you find? What store was closing that you...
Vacant spot. It's a vacant storefront. I think they just hold it on that space. And I saw this and I was like, you know what? I'm not really, and I will wear this probably all year round because I think the message here is just so strong.
I know you want to talk about your follow your dreams, but where my head goes in this conversation is I want to analyze the Spirit Halloween business model, because what kind of fucking awesome business is that where those assholes get to go rent a space for a month, 2 months, boom, sell the shit out of everything. Done. We're closing up shop until next August 31st.
And on top of that, it's an attraction for children. I took Luna 2 Sundays ago and we were like waiting upstairs. Well, we were a little late to go up there. It hadn't opened yet. And they were late to open it. I'm sorry. It opened at 11, and 11, the group of people outside waiting to get into Spirit. I mean, everyone Sunday was like, let's go to Spirit Halloween. It's like a haunted house.
Yeah.
Those huge
animatronic stuff.
Luna was so into them. She laughs in their face.
Yeah. She's not, she doesn't get spooked easily. No, she's totally wacky.
She loved it. And you know what? It's fun to go in there because it's just good old fashioned Halloween fun.
It is.
And they've brought it in the elevated t-shirt. Again, like
graphic tee, killed it.
And I'm here for it. Now, is Freddy Krueger one of my favorite scary movies? No.
Hell no.
In fact, I like the newer version of, you know how they always remake them? Mm-hmm. I like the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Never seen the old one. You won't see the remake.
The old one's great too, but because it's, it's campy is what it is. But the new one was pretty good. So with that, I'm just so excited to be 43 and feeling me.
Ooh, which might be a little bit of the theme to what we're talking.
Feeling
me. Yeah. Let it be.
Let her rip.
Let her rip.
Now, we did go out of order. So we're going to go back and read a review, and then we got to do a little catch up because I've got a story to tell you. But we have to respect the time that our whiffs take to write in. So you have a review from someone. Do you know her name? We didn't put that on there, but that's
Nope.
okay.
Nope, I
But
don't.
this whiff, you know who you are. You wrote this. We just forgot to put your name on it. So write us in and say, hey, that was me. But Michelle, take it away.
Okay, guys, this whiff came in with a lovely little thought here. I'm going to see if I can blow this up because I'm blind as a bat. And this whiff says, hello, whiffs. I love your show so much and look forward to listening to it every Thursday morning on my way to work. I talk to my sister on the phone every day on my lunch break, and listening to your banter feels like a continuation of that. Now, please tell me, where in the hell are the show notes located? Everyone refers to their show notes on podcasts, and I can never find them. Help a girl out. Wishing you both a cozy fall
way to wrap
weekend.
that up. Thank you, mysterious whiff.
Yeah.
The show notes. So if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or anywhere, you have to be on the interface of that exact episode.
Mhm.
So it can't just be like you're listening to it and it's on the screen of your phone. You have to be dialed into that exact episode. So click on save for this episode 363. And once you're in that episode, you scroll down. Well, you go up with your finger, and at the bottom of that, you'll see it's what we also call resource links, which maybe we should change it to show notes because
maybe they're just missing it.
Or it's right there, but they're always there. And speaking of show notes and resource links, I want to give a shout out to our partner, Let It Be Us, because in those show notes for this week and last week, you're going to find their link to their organization. And we're such proud partners of theirs right now. We are partnering with them with Let It Be Us. It's an Illinois nonprofit working to place children in foster care into safe, loving, forever homes with the focus on equity and belonging. So a wonderful organization to boot, right? And what they really want to concentrate on too is that, or they want to make sure everyone knows, is that they serve all children. All children, doesn't matter where you come from, what you look like, who you are, all children are part of this organization's mindset, and they believe that all children deserve a loving home. And that brings us to, with Michelle, us, how can we get in on the organization?
The action. Mm-hmm.
How can we get in on the action? There's so many ways. And that's what I love about these organizations that we partner with, especially our charitable partners, because if you can't go and be present and do something, you can always donate something. You can spread the word. Tell someone, if someone you know is looking to adopt. I mean, Anthony and I talked about it when we were going through infertility. It was like, I think we would have adopted if we could not have had our own little baby.
Same. Ryan and I were heading into round 3 of in vitro, and I was like, I think that I'm done with this, and let's do that.
And then you had twins.
And then we had twins.
So you had twins. But it's a wonderful place to look into if you know someone too who is looking to adopt. And what you can do is on December 4th, if you're looking to get in on the action and have fun for a good cause, the Candy Cottage for a Cause is going to be a really fun event. As I mentioned, this is on December 4th. It's actually at Butterfield Country Club, which is in Oak Park, Illinois. And it's going to be a pastry chef-led ginger house decorating. And this is, of course, in support to children and teens in Illinois foster care. And it's going to be fun. Heavy hors d'oeuvres, festive cocktails. They do it up, right? For a good cause. So I believe tickets here are $100 and proceeds go to this organization. And of course, listener, if you can't be there, you can also do things like donate to the toy drive that they're hosting for the holidays. They're collecting, I believe, on the 4th and the 5th of December. So you've got plenty of time to plan. I like to do things like this, is like when I'm thinking of like, what am I going to do in the holiday season when I'm buying all the shit for my loved ones? What am I going to do?
How am I giving back
outside of my realm? And this is where you put in on your gift list of things that you're buying people, like put in Let It Be Us donated toy, or maybe get a group of your friends together and say like, hey, does anyone want to do this? I'm going to do this. Does anyone else want to get in on the fun? I'll bring all the toys for you guys. You know what I mean? Which is something that we here at the Sister Project actually will be doing. You know what? Right now I'm saying it. We're going to do we'll definitely be doing a donation for toys for Let It Be Us. And for you, listener, tune in to or check out their show note, which is where we just told you, or go on letitbeus.org so you can learn how to also do the toy drive with us.
Fantastic. And thank you to our sponsor.
I know. Thank you.
So excited.
Really, it's an honor to be partnering with you. All right, going into our catch-up, Michelle. As you know, for October, I have my traditions and rituals that I do. And so Maggie and I recently partnered up and we went on our annual cemetery stroll. And let me just tell you that we were blessed. I don't say that often.
What? Yes, you do. When did you start saying it? After mom died. Since 2019.
After
It's
mom
blessed.
died,
It was
God
God
bless.
bless.
Mom would
And
be
now
like, "I'm having a hard day, but things are looking better." I'd be like, "God
God
bless."
bless.
And
God
I'd never
bless.
put my hand up like this, but God bless. And I got blessed because as we were driving in, we went to Rose Hill Cemetery in Andersonville.
Okay. This is your stop. This is your annual stop.
Well, nah, sometimes
Oh.
I go to Rose Hill and
Oh,
Graceland
yeah.
Cemetery.
That's right. That's
That
right.
one's an arboretum. That one is another, they're just gorgeous. Rose Hill is old as fuck as well. And I said to Maggie, "Gosh, I really hope that we see a buck." And wouldn't you
Are
know it?
you kidding?
No, I'm not. And wouldn't you know, we turned the corner
And there
and
was.
there's that motherfucking buck
And it was
at us. And I'm
grand.
pretty sure it's the same one from last year because there's a
Did
whole
you hang on a
family.
second. Wait, because did you see one last
Yeah,
year?
remember the year of the buck?
Yes.
Yes, I'm rounding it out. This is the year of the buck, baby. Bucks, or what else do they call them? The stag, like a stag, like, and then we also didn't realize that
No, isn't a stag a horse?
no, stag
As a buck
is
with
I
horns?
think
With
yes,
antlers? I did not
something like
know
that.
that.
In any case, it was there.
Oh, and it was
It's
majestic.
majestic, and then there was a little Bambi. Maggie called it the Bambi, and so
Well,
now
I showed Ryan the picture of that buck, and
yeah.
Ryan said, "That's a big ass buck."
Oh, it's the biggest bug, and it actually wasn't far from our car. Maggie said it was 2 yards, but I also, like, rolled up
Okay.
the window because I'm like, "That's" like, if he was, like, in a bad mood.
Yeah, it just started,
Yeah,
Now question,
yeah.
did
What
that
tell me. Yes. Yes?
okay.
And a buck? Okay. Okay, so all
Okay.
males. Maggie and I were debating, can females be bucks? But I thought in my head, no. I didn't
I
think that a female deer is a buck. I thought a doe,
a
a
doe,
deer, a
a
female
female deer,
deer.
ray,
Ray
a
of
drop
the
of golden
golden
sun,
sun. Yes.
me, a name
Name I
I call
call
myself,
myself,
far
far
a long,
along the
long
way
way
to
to run,
run.
and
One of
so
my
a
favorite
needle.
parts is when they're
Best
on the
movie,
bikes,
best movie.
rolling down the hills in
Swinging their
Salzburg,
arms,
Austria.
hanging in the
I mean, nothing
trees.
could be more pleasant than that,
Nothing could be more pleasant than
except
that.
if you're walking through a cemetery on a beautiful fall day,
And
which we did.
we were wondering if you zoomed in or if it was really close,
Oh,
but
no, it
it
was
was
close.
super
It was very close.
close.
I zoomed in a little bit, but it was not far
Wow.
from me. So anyways, we're walking around. So some prominent people that are buried there are
Oh yeah, who?
Sears,
Okay.
Montgomery,
Okay.
Montgomery Ward
Montgomery
guys,
Ward, yep.
Sears. And so the legend is
Yeah.
that Montgomery and Sears basically haunt one another because they were
They're
competitors in real life. So they brought their competition to the
That's
grave.
super cool that they're
Yeah.
buried in the same
Yeah, yeah,
spot.
yeah. They're both,
Full
I think,
circle.
near like, and they're buried in the same cemetery. I think somewhere in the mausoleum. Then there's Frances Stone Pierce or Frances Pierce Stone, and she is encased. Her statue, she died young, and her baby died maybe less than 2 years old. So her husband, her grieving husband, had this beautiful statue, and it's her laying down with her sleeping baby. I mean, it's
Wow.
beautiful, but it's kind of it's heartbreaking. But they say that is haunted as well, and sometimes it fogs up, and some people
Oh.
say that it's just like climatic, that it's just like the air
Yeah,
and
yeah.
precipitation, or it could be her ghost saying, "Where's my
I
baby?
mean,
Where's my
the
baby?"
energy, I
Kinda fucked
believe
up.
that the
I
energy
didn't mean
you
to bring it there.
die, your physical body dies, but that energy lives
It's
on.
interesting you say this. So there's this whole thing coming about right now, and I'm very intrigued by it. This whole thing about like quantum physics, and I don't. This is very
Yeah.
sciencey. I
And
don't. This
it's
is.
so like the content is hard to
I don't understand.
digest.
And honestly, I'm listening to this book called Dark Matter, and it's about matter, and it's about almost like time travel and
Mhm.
quantum physics. That death is not death. We are just leaving this consciousness, I
Yeah.
guess, for the next realm, which I'm super like into. I'm like, this
Yeah.
is fucking cool. So Maggie and I are walking around just, basically what happens is Maggie and I find a spot, we park the car. We kind of try to remember where we parked the car. And that came to a little problem
You were
later.
paying attention when you left
We
the
did
car, huh?
K. We were in K. We were in
Got it.
whatever K meant, we were in section K.
Got it.
I think she pinned her card too. And we usually, get a floral refreshment, and we're just walking around, observing. We saw a hawk. I mean, it's
Did you holy hawk
absolutely
it?
holy
You
hawked
holy
it. Well,
hawked
we
it?
were holy bucking it
Oh,
because
yeah.
I mean, we were in the presence of grand nature.
Okay.
And so we went on this beautiful walk and having so much fun. And then we see something, and then we go off. And then Maggie's like, let's look over here. And Maggie's so fun to go do these adventures with, because then she kind of puts something in your head too. As we're walking around, Lauren, she says to me, I want, like, at the end, we're going to recollect our conversation and say, which of these tombstones is like the one that you would want?
Okay.
So now you're like kind of like really looking at things, and it gets cooler everywhere you go. So we're wandering around, we find a pond, we get to the pond and we're just talking, doing our thing. Maggie and I can walk and get lost for hours, which we kind of did. And we took about a good 10,000 step stroll. We
Nice.
finally get back to her car and we're driving to the front gate. And wouldn't you know it, there's a line of cars at the front gate. And I'm like, this is odd. What are they doing? And then you look a little closer, you're like, well, there's a line of cars because that fence is closed up there. The gate was locked.
They shut it while people were inside?
They did. And so that's what they do. And you know what? It closes every day. Our mistake was that it closes every day at 5, except for on Sundays, it closes at 4. While we were just enjoying
what time
our
was
day.
it when you?
5
so
something.
What did you do?
Well, this wonderful lady that was in front of she was the first car by the gate. She comes running out and she's like, I've called 911. The fire department is on the way. And we're like, that seems excessive, but how else are we supposed to get out of here?
Did somebody call like the cemetery, like guy that holds the ring with the keys?
But let me tell you something. So now Maggie and I are sitting in the car. We're dying because we're like, of course, we're such knuckleheads.
You're fucking locked in a cemetery. I mean, it's
basically my dream come true. Like, let's go.
I mean, worst case scenario,
I'm here for it.
Party with some spirits.
Let's lay down and have. Maggie's a camper, so she can definitely keep us alive at night. Yeah, she could figure out how to throw some tarp up, get the ground warm for us. We'd be fine. But this wonderful lady is called 911. So now Maggie and I are sitting there, and all of a sudden you hear a fire truck coming.
Oh, I thought you were going to hear
sirens are on. No, so you hear rear, and I'm like, that can't possibly be for us. And sure enough, the fire truck with its siren and its lights pull up on the opposite side of the gate. And 6 or 7 fire people, I actually think they were all men because we did talk to them afterwards. Firemen get out of the car, out of their truck, and they walk up real slow to the gate. No emergency though. And wouldn't you know it, the main guy in charge had on his ring of keys the cemetery ring.
The cemetery key.
Key to the gate.
Well, thank God for that.
So he opens it up and Maggie and I are in the car and I'm like, so should we say thank you and have a little chat with them? She's like, yeah. Roll down your windows. So Maggie, we roll up and Maggie, rolls down her window and she looks at the guy and she was like, so, hey guys, does this happen every Sunday? And the guy puts his wrist out, looks at his watch and he's like, it does close at 4. So no jokes.
All right, no fun here.
My guys on my side were a little bit more friendly. I was like, hey fellas, are we in trouble?
Did you ask them if they could hold you while you pose for a picture?
Yeah, and also there was nothing. It seemed like it was a slow day for the Chicago Fire Department, but they saved us. So thank you, Chicago Fire Department, for saving us from perhaps a possession or a haunting or a night in the cemetery.
The hungry animal.
And our buck.
Love it.
Yeah, it was amazing. And if I can recommend one of the funnest things to do in Chicago during the fall is to go up north. There's 2, Anderson. They're both in Andersonville, Graceland or Rose Hill, and walk the cemeteries. It's history.
Yeah.
It's so fucking cool.
They are cool. I didn't really think cemeteries were that cool until you taught me.
I love cemeteries.
They are.
But Maggie and I also found something a little interesting. We would go off trail and you go and look at the different tombstones and soft earth. The earth was almost squishy. And we were like, what is that about? And I will tell you, we don't know, but we would be like, ooh, soft earth.
Soft earth? Is it a fresh berry?
No, it was weird though.
Maybe a Dean digging up
what we were talking about. Of course, we were talking about that. But I will say you always want to announce that you are there and say hello. Thank you for having. We're just coming by to say hello.
Paying a visit.
Although there was a funny, there's some really interesting, you could see history on some of these tombstones. There was this beautiful tombstone of another woman, laid with, a statue. She made a fine wife.
That really
pissed. And she was 20. I was like, golly, really? Imagine the things she had.
That was the only.
Did she follow her dream? I don't know.
Maybe
but she made a fine wife.
I like it better when somebody told us that our mission was a fine.
Slow down.
I'd care less. Somebody, right? She had a fine mission.
Fine.
I mean, fine wife. Listen, that's if that girl's goal was to be a fine wife and that was left on her headstone.
And maybe that's what she was. Oh, yeah, she wanted to be a homemaker, maybe,
Good for her.
but so sad, 20 and gone. I don't know what her
Well, it could have been,
affliction
let's see,
was.
tuberculosis,
Yeah, gonorrhea.
some sort of venereal
Ooh,
disease. Who knows?
those
Maybe
took you
not.
out back
Maybe
then.
she
Did those
wouldn't have
take
been a
you out
fine.
back then?
She
No.
caught the PD.
Well,
It
VD.
doesn't matter.
No, but oh my God, so
Cool.
fun. So yeah, that was it was a great way to celebrate the October birthday month.
Too fun. I mean, you really
Always.
do a good job of leaning into the month of your birth.
How can you not?
I know. I
October,
know.
wasn't it F. Scott Fitzgerald that said, "I'm so happy I was born into a world that had Octobers."
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes.
So I'm
Mhm.
always impressed at how you're able to pull those little quotes out of thin
It was
air.
him or someone else. Someone said it.
Someone said it, we're not
I'm
sure.
pretty sure it was him. Now, speaking of living your life and following your dreams, Michelle and I were trying to figure out like what's the hot topic for this week's podcast episode. And worry not, listener, with that next week you're going to get some more spooky vibes from us because it will be more of a Halloween centric podcast
Listen, don't
episode.
discredit yourself. They got some spooky
They got some
vibes leading up to
They got some
this.
spooky. But this our hot topic is not spooky. In fact, it is so inspiring. And you again have come to me with content contribution.
Thank
So
you.
thank you. No, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And
Fucking sidekick does it again.
asshole sidekick does it again.
Strikes
Thank
again.
God. And you were like, Lauren, watch Victoria Beckham. And I don't know if I would have watched it without you suggesting it, only because I'm in spooky season. I'm really only watching spooky, scary things. So this took me off my beat a little bit. And I'm so glad that it did.
Good.
I'm so glad that it
Right?
did. Yes. So we're going to dive into the Netflix 3-part series, docuseries called just Victoria Beckham.
Yep.
And this is a 3-part series that dives into how Victoria Beckham became one of the leading fashion designer in an industry that, like they said many times in the show, is when they say a little bit snobby, I think
It's
it should
like
just be
the
it's
snobby.
snobby.
Just say it
It's
the way
just
it is.
a snobby.
Snobby
I love when
AF.
they're like, Anna Wintour was like, it could be a little snobby. I'm like, you're the
Really?
snobbiest of them all. Like, come on.
And I just want to be a little snobby about Anna Wintour's sunglasses.
I'm dying. I need to look into how it started and why. And I'm here for someone that loves to wear sunglasses. Maybe she wants to hide her
I get that. Well,
expressions.
I get the hiding behind the glass. I do not hiding behind, but I don't feel fully clothed if I'm not wearing glasses.
Yeah.
But I'm mostly concerned with her vitamin D intake. I mean, she's literally blocking the sun from being absorbed into her body at all costs, morning, noon, and night, which is and inside.
Yep.
So
I mean, she could be a vampire. I don't know. But you were also like, and I hate her sunglasses.
I fucking hate them, but it's not about Anna.
No,
We're
it's
not talking about Anna.
It's
We're talking about
Victoria. Yeah, VB, who, so they open up and it's like weeks before her big Paris fashion show. So they're leading up to her big fashion show.
Mm-hmm.
And in between the now and the then to come, she's sharing her story on how she got into the fashion industry and how she started obviously off as a Spice Girl. Michelle, you took me to my first concert.
You, Nick, and Billy Dunlap.
It was World Theater at the time.
World Theater, I think it was. Yeah.
And we saw the Spice
sure
Girls.
did.
We freaking saw the Spice Girls.
Didn't realize like the star power sort of iconic moment that was.
Yeah, what that was going to become.
Yeah.
And you know, I would say 100% whiff. You got to watch it to like get to the nitty gritty of it. But I have learned so much about Victoria and her relationship with David, and he's awesome.
I'm in love with him.
Yep, you are. And what it brought me back to when I remember she influenced part of my pixie era when I had really short hair. And I remember when I was watching these, it was her and Paris Hilton because they had short blonde hair, and that's who like Duke at the time
Honestly,
was cutting my hair.
I think she might have influenced some of my hairstyles as well.
Totally random, but didn't realize it. And you know, she gets a bad rap, I think, because she doesn't smile. And that's another thing. Just smile, Victoria. Like you'll hear photographers be like, just smile for us. And she explains how when a lens is on her, she shuts down.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah,
you know the feeling.
But you should lean maybe more into her, more serious, maybe photographs. I mean, the way that's kind of like her thing now. I mean, that's just not now. That's who she is.
Mhm.
And and the whole docuseries, as we watched, goes through her journey of wanting to get into the fashion industry because she wanted to be a
She wanted to
designer.
be one of the top designers. She
Yeah.
wanted to be a name in the industry.
Yeah, and it was really cool to see how she fought her way to become one, the struggles she went through, the bad business management,
Uh,
money
oh my
management.
God. I mean, and I had seen that's the thing is you have no idea because we on the outside just look at these people and
As
think
being rich and her husband's maybe bankrolling some of it,
back
some of
who,
it. Yeah.
but then what I loved about this series is they go deep into the struggle and her utter
Yep.
determination
To make
to
it.
make it. And she had no quit, and
Mhm.
her desire to make her family proud and her husband proud, and her attention to detail and her playfulness and her like real personality. Like I I I always kind of was intrigued by her, but this series for me showed the side that I think the whole world didn't know existed. And I just can't actually imagine how this series is going to
Even
even
like yeah.
elevate her even more.
And there was something else that David said a couple times too about what was it? Something about her having her own brand, and people were like, they can't believe that it's actually just her doing it, and that he said something about, oh gosh, I really wish I wrote it down. I'm not even going to go into it because I will
Okay,
butcher it and it won't
okay,
even
okay.
make sense. But with that being said, that partnership right there, David and Victoria Beckham are. That is something you'd want that is like
Strive to have your
idolize. That is
partnership.
yeah, that partnership, that marriage is it's phenomenal.
Because there's the love for each other, but then there's also, the support. And David Beckham was the one of the greatest soccer players to ever touch a football. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, and he experienced his and it's not even about him, but he was at the top of his game. He knows what that's like,
Mhm.
and he seems to be living like this really beautiful life, enjoying
He
his
seems a little
garden.
bit relaxed.
He's about as chill as can be, and he just like you can tell that he loves his family.
Yeah, and her.
And her, and he said to her, he goes, when he's like, you did it, you have made it, like,
Mhm.
are you good with it,
No,
are you
she's
good with
not.
it? And she's like,
She wants more.
I'm not
No, she's
done.
not. And I love how he did support her. He invested in her company, and he said, "Of course, why wouldn't I invest in her company?" First of all, we always said we would support one another, which is
Mhm.
just a beautiful thing because you don't always see that,
Mhm.
especially and he definitely is a feminist himself because he is here, he supports her in doing all of this stuff, and he was like, "She bought our first home." He goes, "She had more money than I did
Mhm.
when we got married. She bought our freaking they call it Buckingham Palace. She
And
bought a mansion
and
for
she
them."
sacrificed, overnight she became
A wag.
a wife and a
Uh-huh.
mother. Yep. And that was an interesting perspective
Yep.
too. That was a really hard adjustment for her.
Yeah.
And I love, this is one thing I want to talk about. Something that I loved about that moment in her life and how they told that story.
About her being like the wife of a soccer player,
Well, just that. So overnight, she went from one
pop
of the
star.
most famous pop stars, recognizable faces in the world, to the Spice Girls shutting down.
Yeah,
They were
they
done.
broke up.
And then um she had a pause, and then she came back on the scene, and that was when she realized that she was not meant to be on stage.
Mhm.
And I just think that it's just so to pay attention to your journey and like where you go and what that feels like. She was on a path, and we thought, she was like the most famous singer in the world, and all of a sudden she was back on that stage, and she's like, this is not where I'm supposed to
Right, and
be.
she even said he mom guilted me because he said, "Our kids were babies or some of them weren't even born when you were in the Spice Girls. They gotta see you on stage." And she was like, "Oh, okay, I guess I'll go do that." And she was like,
Oh,
"When I
that's
was
right, I
there."
totally forgot about
Yeah,
that.
he really pushed her to do it, but and he probably thought that this would also make her happy.
Mhm.
And then she realized, like, this microphone being on stage,
Not for me.
this isn't it. And
Totally.
I love when people reinvent themselves because
Mhm.
I think that we get stuck in a mindset that we have to just be this one version of ourselves. And when people reinvent themselves, I think that takes so much courage.
Mm,
And she did that with being Posh Spice, and then she was a wag. They
mhm.
called it. I guess it's like the
A
wife
wife
of a footballer, soccer player, and so she turned into this
or wasn't it wife
persona,
and a girlfriend? Is that
wife
what's
and a
wife
girlfriend. Thank you.
and
Yeah,
girlfriend? Yeah.
of the sports players and or the athletes and sports players, and she really leaned into that. She did the hair extensions. She was the wife of the most famous soccer player.
Mhm,
And then she even was like, this isn't me though. I don't feel authentic. And that was
mhm.
then when she really started to move into this desire and this
And
dream.
how about as far as the authenticity goes, the number one thing everybody, more than one person told her in this if she wanted to make it in this industry,
Mhm.
to know herself and be
Yeah.
herself.
I got emotional a couple times during that series because I'm really impressed by her courage
Mhm,
to even if she fails, and
mhm.
also she worked so hard. She admitted that she does not have a business background, that she was just spending money like crazy on
Yeah.
plants was one of them,
Yep.
plants
Well,
for
I
the
remember when the
office.
partner came in and was like, we need to trim the fat here."
And she got mentors, the different mentors that she had who gave it to her straight, and she was willing to accept feedback, criticism to better her
Yep.
chances at becoming a world-renowned fashion designer. And also, I love her style.
Obsessed with
I
her
mean,
style.
beyond all of it,
Head
like,
to
her
toe. Head to
style
toe.
is impeccable.
Like, and I love it because it's like this elevated, it's not, she's super plain. She wears a lot of like t-shirts with high-waisted jeans and cool belts, like everything, that gray suit that
Oh,
she
she's
wore,
got
that
these
tailor,
suits. And
everything.
I love the story where she was gifted an opportunity to go into Versace, and she goes and picks out this beautiful leather dress, and then she tells the people at Versace, I mean, she's probably at like the flagship store, probably in Milan, and she says, "Well, I want you to cut this sleeve off, shorten the dress, do all these adjustments
Mm,
and alterations to this dress." And then they go to Donatella, and Donatella's like, "It's actually kind of rude that she did that." And then they go back to Victoria, and Victoria's like, "I can't believe I did that." And then they go back to Donatella, and Donatella says, "But she was right. It looked better on her. When she made these adjustments and alterations, she knew her body. She knew how to dress her body. So
mm,
she took my creation, as rude as it might have been in my head, she made it fit her better." And that's what
mm.
fashion's all about.
Hell yeah.
I was really yeah, highly recommend watching.
I
It's
loved it.
super inspiring.
Super
Yeah,
inspiring.
and just from a business perspective and
Yes.
us having our own
And just like
dreams.
a no quit,
Yeah,
like
the
it
no
doesn't
quit grit,
happen overnight
20
and
years.
you need to be willing to put the work in and also you can do it. Like
Yeah,
you just have to show up and I was moved and so inspired by
and
her.
yeah, and the fact that she had no experience or education in business or fashion didn't stop her from wanting to break into the industry, and she fought hard and worked her butt
She
off,
did.
and
She did.
now
And
she's
now
here.
she's arrived.
One day we will one
She
day
kicks
you and I will
ass.
be buying a Victoria
I
Beckham
was
piece.
literally like, I was trying to find a website.
Did you? I don't even
I
know if they
couldn't
have one.
find,
I
I
don't
don't think
know.
there is one. I was like,
Probably, like,
let's just
invite her.
see. I was like, let's just see what that suit costs. Couldn't find it.
Oh my god, yeah,
Yep.
super cool, and they have a charming little family. I love their accents, and it was really fun to learn more about her because they do, the media puts a spin on her, this no smiling thing, and it was really lovely to get to know
Yeah,
her
I'm
as a
done with the
person
media.
better.
I just
They
want to
can kiss my
listen to
butt.
people tell their own
Tell their own
stories and
stories.
everybody else can eat a dick,
Yeah, super yeah,
honestly.
eat that bag of
You know
dicks,
what?
yeah, which reminds us,
Totally.
come to the farmer's market on October 30th. We're selling bag of dick bags.
Yep. The farmers people are going to love
Yeah, I don't
our
know, they're either
bags.
gonna hate it or love it.
So you can buy your gourds and
Put them
put
in
them
your
in a
bag of
bag.
dicks. Moving right into our sponsored
Ad break.
ad break
Ad
before we
break.
get to our reading, watching, listening to. This ad break is brought to you by Helping Hand. So this is really exciting because we had one of the volunteers come on our podcast and share her experience of the mission of the Next Gen, which is a mission to help support Helping Hand by engaging young leaders in advocacy, fundraising, and volunteering service to benefit individuals with disabilities and their families.
Yes.
And what was the name of? I forget. I'm having a brain fart of who came on our who.
Lucy
Lucy,
Schlacks.
thank you. Lucy went and partaked in this, and then hasn't William and
Well,
Mia.
Lucy is like a leader. She's kind of created this program. And since she has gone back to college, my kids and some of their peers have joined this
I'm
program.
obsessed. Amazing. Let's talk a little bit more about what Helping
Let's.
Hand Next Gen members shall serve to, who they shall serve to, and how they shall serve if they choose to volunteer, which they should. They will promote awareness of Helping Hand's mission within the broader community, foster leadership development and philanthropic engagement among young adults. It also helps plan. They also will help plan and execute a monthly volunteer activity in support of Helping Hand programs. They will act as ambassadors of Helping Hand through community and professional networks.
Yep. In fact, next time they are to bring a friend.
So what do you mean? They bring a
So
friend
the
with
volunteers have been asked to bring a friend to the next Helping Hand volunteer event so they can spread the word and get a broader hand of help to come to the community.
Love this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you have a youngin in your life who you're like, this is a wonderful opportunity for them to get involved with an incredible organization, have them go to helpinghand-il.org, and you will see all of the ways that they can get involved and make an impact on the community. You know, when we were young, I don't recall really volunteering for any. I mean, I did like Girl Scouts and stuff, and we did help some organizations, but this is something that I just wish we had around. I definitely didn't know about anything like this, or no one exposed me to anything like this. And this is what helps make the world a better place, is when young people get involved with organizations like this and learn empathy and community service. So bravo to all these kids that you know that are doing it. And I hope that this sponsored ad moment shares and puts a spotlight on opportunities for our WIFs and their kids to get involved with Helping Hand. Bravo.
Bravo is right. Bravo.
Moving into reading, watching, listening to. I got nothing new. I'm still working on my book. Michelle, you are reading The Ascent, a novel by a local LaGrange Park writer. Her name is Allison Bucola.
Yes.
Tell me all about this.
So I picked this one up partly because you love cults.
And I've said before that you could be taken, but you have evaded all of the cults to this point.
So far.
You've never been taken.
I've not. I have evaded, and a couple people have tried, but
really? So you have evaded
cults, I believe. I have one for sure.
Oh my God, good for you.
Yes.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I believe that I was being groomed.
You were being groomed and being
solicited to be a part of a cult, and I said no.
No, thank you. No.
And I ran away.
Good for you. Yep. Oh my God.
But
I'm sure that cult leader was so disappointed not to have you, because you would be such an asset to a cult.
Well, they have got so many people in their cult.
You're so organized when it comes to like being delegated things. Like if they're like, Michelle, go out there and get more people, you would be very important in a cult.
Yeah, I know. No, they tried, and they could sense that I was too strong in my convictions, and I was unfucking breakable.
You were
and so I went elsewhere to spend my time. But
with that being said,
so guys, this is the picture of this book. And honestly, as an aspiring writer myself, when I heard that a lady in my neighborhood
I like that cover.
This is her second book. Yeah, there you go.
Super cool.
Anyway, so this is about a gal who's the lone survivor in a cult in the story called the 15. And she is like navigating, kind of reinventing her life. She's kind of like ditching. She's not wanting to live within what she experienced. She has a husband now, she has a daughter, but somebody has come into her life and is aware and bringing old things to light.
Oh.
And she is trying to figure out like if this person is to be trusted or whatnot. I'm kind of into it. And not just because this is a local lady in my town. I'm like, I went to get a manicure yesterday and I was like, and let's see where we are now. Yeah, it's keeping me in and also reminding me that cults are really fucking weird and you should run for the hills.
Run for the hills.
Run
from cults.
Run far and fast.
If someone's trying to make you think a certain way, maybe a way that you're not usually thinking that way, and it's a spooky, scary, might make you feel weird way, run.
No. Listen to your inner guidance system.
Have your own thoughts.
Check in. And if you're thinking to yourself, gosh, that person wants me to give them all of my money and then do whatever I say. That's your signal to turn around and run the fuck the other way.
Cults are a no-no.
Weirdo
Cults are no-no for
nation.
me. Yeah, I feel like we're seeing a lot of that activity, and
What makes you say that?
You know what?
I mean, 50%.
I mean,
50%.
you know, and I think
there's a cult and their 50% are still in it.
You know what?
Oh,
yes,
are we allowed to? Well,
you could. Nope, that's it. You already went there. We're living in times of cult. I'm just glad I'm not in one because.
Yeah, why?
You know, because
you want to be a free thinker.
I like to just do my own thing. I beat I beat to my own drum. I have my own drum beat that I like to go with. And honestly, no one wants me in their cults.
Honestly,
I am not cult worthy.
You're not. I know that you think that I'm real attractive to the cult people.
I think it's possible.
But I'm here to tell you that when people tell me what to do or how to think.
Well, you're really good at being told what to do because that's when you feel like you're getting delegated something, but not when it comes from a cult master.
In a cult sense of lane. In the cult lane. If someone is trying to control my opinions, I'm onto them.
That too.
I'm onto them.
You're on,
and I ain't fucking taking that bullshit.
Same. Like, or when I think of like, how does someone get so Jedi mind tricked / brainwashed into thinking what masses are? And someone might say to me, Lauren, but you're in a cult because the way you think.
Well, I'll tell you.
I don't know. Am I though?
Well, I'll tell you how they do that.
Tell me.
What happens is cults create a them versus us design.
Yes.
And so there's you and then the enemy, and you need to be on a team, and you need to be on a team that thinks this way so you can fight against the evil them. That is how cults get started.
That's how cults. And then like, I think of all these other, like apocalyptic kind of like, end of the world kind of cults. What was that one that they all drank the Kool-Aid? Like they literally drank the Kool-Aid because the alien ship was going to come.
Are you talking about the silver?
Heaven's Gate.
They were drinking the colloidal silver. She died from the.
No, that's a different one.
That was a different one.
That's a different one. That's the lady Mother. That's Mother.
And she was drinking a different kind of Kool-Aid.
Jamestown cult. Then there's that Waco, Texas. Waco, Texas.
But it was Waco. Yep.
Charles Manson. And you think, when I look outside from a broader perspective, and I think, what good came from this? And when you're like, gosh, nothing.
Anything. Did you find anything?
Nothing.
Zero.
That's when I'm like, I think I'm going to go in the opposite direction.
Check me, I'm outie.
Check me, I'm outie. Not like my belly button, though. I have an innie. And it's a deep innie.
It's a deep innie.
I mean, you can literally dive into my innie belly button.
Are you cleaning that thing regularly? Getting in there?
I have to, actually.
You have to defuzz sometimes those deeper belly
You wouldn't believe. I could probably hide things in there. I mean, it is so deep. It's so deep.
Yeah. Have you seen women are putting
castor oil?
There's a whole. I don't know what it is. Deal there?
I don't know.
Probably part of a cult.
It's not my. Yeah, I'm not there. You know what cult I am in though, and I'm in it hardcore.
What?
The John Candy cult.
Lauren,
sign me up. I want to actually be in charge of the cult, and if you want to be in my cult, the John Candy cult, you're in, because honestly, we're taking any members.
Totally.
You just got to be kind of cool, nice, because we watched I Like Me, the John Candy documentary, and I will tell you that I went into it knowing it was going to be outstanding. And I went into it with our mom in my mind and my heart. Mom loved John Candy.
And now I know why.
Yeah. And I remember she was really sad when he died. And I remember like when that happened, he was a wonderful human being. So this is was it on Netflix?
It was on
Prime.
It was on Prime.
Prime.
It was on Prime.
It's on Prime. It's I think it's just a one show. It's a documentary. It's a film.
It's a 2-part series.
It was? No.
It was.
It was a film.
It was a movie.
It was a film. And Colin Hanks, Tom Hanks' son, he was the producer, director.
I didn't realize that.
And John Candy was a lovely human being. And I don't think we had him long enough.
Oh, I think that we and he pulled the short straw when it came to longevity.
Yeah.
Because I think that,
why we and him?
Well, because we're missing out.
Oh, okay.
He left us and his gift to spread joy
and kindness.
He is an example of somebody, again, that when you die, how do you want people to remember you? And the way that man led his life was, I mean, damn near perfect. What just a kind-hearted, lovely human. And I found myself angry at times by the way he and his weight was being focused on in that series. And I don't
I
know,
mean, in his real
in
life.
his, I'm sorry, in
Yeah,
his real
media,
life.
like news, like interviewers were interviewing him, and they would bring up his weight so casually, as if I asked you, "Where did you get your sweatshirt?" They
And
would
they just,
say things like, "Are you okay with being
do you think
obese?"
if you were thinner, you would be a different person?
Yeah.
And I just, I left that part of the movie being like, what the fuck is wrong with
Yeah,
people?
it's like the audacity that we have. There's no like, how would that make you feel if someone asked you about your body
Well, it's
and
like
your
saying
weight?
to somebody like, "Gosh, your nose is kind of big." You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you think you'd feel
If
different
I
if
had a
you
nose
nose
job,
job? What's the
yes,
answer to that
and I
question?
do feel different. I probably shouldn't have got it at 13. Maybe I should have waited a little longer. And here we are. Yeah, but I will the one thing about his situation is his destiny was his destiny, and, we come and go as we do. I wonder, though, had he led a healthier lifestyle, how many more years he would have had here with
Mhm.
his family and doing the things in life that he enjoyed so much. It
Totally, I
was
mean,
because he was, sadly, the issue is that John's father died when he was 5,
mhm.
and his dad
The
dropped out of a
gene
heart
tag.
attack,
So the
and
gene
then his
the
brother had a heart attack, and, when I think and of course, back in the day, we didn't know how bad drinking and smoking
mhm.
and bad eating can wreak havoc on your body. Maybe this day and age, he would have reflected on that differently,
But
but unfortunately,
maybe
he didn't,
M
and
but and the name of the movie is called
I
I
like
Like
me.
Me, and
Ugh,
he was happy with who he saw when he woke up and looked in the mirror.
they said that, but then they also did talk about his insecurities and how he did suffer from severe self-esteem problems. So, the I Like Me is from the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles,
Yup.
which that scene is just I mean, we will bawl watching it, and I think he did like himself, but he did struggle deeply with, was he good enough? And was he who he wanted to be? I think he did
But
struggle.
there were interviews where okay, well, I'm clearly missed that
That's okay.
theme
Yeah, well,
because
they
there
they
were
talked about that.
okay.
Yeah, they talked he struggled with his self-esteem, and I think he really did struggle with how he looked and how but it wasn't something that he was willing to talk about with a stranger on television, being blindsided by a question about his weight. It
Mm,
was a struggle, and he did meet with a nutritionist, and he did later in life begin to focus on his health.
mm.
Actually, at the time of his death, he died on set. He was working with a team to become healthier. So that was part of his next step, his next chapter. He just didn't make it to that.
Well, he was a fucking incredible
He
person.
was. And all the people that and what a group of people that he
Cast of
I
characters
mean, from, Steve Martin, Martin Short,
who
Catherine O'Hara, or is it O'Hara,
yeah,
right?
yep.
Catherine O'Hara. I mean, who
Belushi,
Belushi, Eugene Levy.
Eugene Levy,
I
all
mean,
of them.
that group of individuals changed comedy and film, and if it weren't for what he I mean, he helped found, I guess you'd say, the Toronto Second City,
Mhm.
he changed the fabric of, I think, that certain in that film industry
I love
in
what
that time.
I love what an amazing collaborator he was,
Oh my god, yes.
and I loved the way his counterparts in different films that he made talked about working with him in
Yep,
those
they loved
ways.
working with
They
him.
loved it. People couldn't wait to
Well,
get on
yeah,
set
and
to
they
be with
talked about
him.
that too. When he first came on stage and was doing improv, he was so nervous. He did not feel like he belonged there. But like Victoria Beckham, that was his dream, was to be an actor. And then he became Johnny Torano, that character that he made up. And then when he bought that Toronto football team, and he became a businessman, he literally turned into that fictional character, and it was just he just seemed like a wonderful human. And we've always loved him. So having the opportunity to learn more about him was such a privilege.
I loved that documentary. I love the way it was
I cried
made.
on and off the entire time.
I mean, Ryan was like, this was really well done.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Definitely recommend it.
Props to Colin Hanks for putting that one together. And watching his children talk about the grief aspect of losing their father at a young age, much younger than when we lost mom, but super relatable. And also, like, I'm thinking about his son and his daughter. Like, you think about, like, what are you doing to advocate for your health and your heart health? Because obviously they've got something going on there. And his wife, what a beautiful soul.
Just a beautiful life.
Yeah.
Cut short,
Way
but
too short.
made an impact. Loved him.
5 stars. I like
10 stars.
10 stars.
10 stars.
I am listening to Radio Rental. I would start at the newest ones. Radio Rental, it's supposed to be like you walk into a movie store, an old-fashioned video store, and you're going to pull a tape down and listen to it or watch it. And it's people that call in with stories, and they are spooky stories, whether it's paranormal or a peeping Tom. And it's just...
Or a serial masturbator? Do you think?
Kind of. I mean, I actually just listened to one that was kind of in line with the serial masturbator, which you can actually
take place in Charleston, Illinois?
No, but another one recently took place in Illinois. And it's basically like, you don't really know what happened in these stories, but they're so spooky. And I was listening to while I was cleaning the dishes the other day by myself, and I had to stop it because it was so spooky. And that's when you know it's good.
Okay.
Radio Rental, it's just, it's on all podcast platforms. You've got to listen to it.
Okay.
It's really good. Okay, Michelle, before we move into our our weekly simple pleasures, a friendly reminder, Whiffs, to follow us on whatever streaming app you're listening to us, subscribe and review, and definitely watch us on YouTube. We're not doing this for nothing.
Yeah, come on, guys.
What are we doing?
Listen.
I mean, they're saying that podcasts are moving into like almost like a television format every day or all the time.
We are.
So here we are.
Surprise.
This guy behind the camera right there, my director, handsome husband, he's not doing this for nothing.
For faux show.
Although he is at the moment. So really, in. A shout out to Anthony Ciancio.
No, why don't
We've never done a cheers to him on my birthday. It's not about me. It's about my handsome husband and your lovely brother-in-law.
Cheers.
Cheers to you, Anthony. We are so grateful. And if it weren't for him, we wouldn't be doing this.
We'd still just be in your ear.
Be zooming.
And it would be really bad. And really bad quality video.
Yeah, no. Yeah, thanks to him. This is why we get out of, I give him a makeout session every once in a while. And
his hand job gets lube.
Michelle. You guys, we will be at the farmer's market on October 30th. Come by. We're doing a pop-up shop. We'll have our hats and beanies and sweatshirts. We're also getting witchy with it. And we're talking about what you're conjuring up for the season.
I can't wait to hear what people are conjuring up.
Halloween. We got to get spooky.
Listen, I'm manifesting some really cool conjurings. I want no pervs and creepy crawlers coming to our... No creepy crawlers. Stay away, creepy crawlers.
Stay away, creepy crawlers.
We don't want you.
You're not invited.
You aren't welcome.
You're not welcome. You're not.
You're not invited. But everyone else, welcome.
And welcome to also, we're doing Care Less, Cozy More. It's going to be our live podcast on December 9th at First Congo in Western Springs. You can't miss the banner that has been placed
Billboard.
It's a billboard. It is amazing. Shout out to Hillary Weber, our graphic designer, and the team over at First Congo for creating, really, it's such a catchy.
Oh, it's an eye catcher.
It's our face.
Are you kidding? It was erected a couple of days ago, and I have my phone hasn't stopped blowing up since. So the word is out. Make sure you register to come.
Scan the QR code and come. It's going to be great.
And I want to do one more housekeeping.
Please.
The Pigs are playing on November 7th at the Elm.
Fun.
So if you're looking for some live, if you haven't had enough of us or me yet, you can go over to the Elm on November 7th.
And we get this all done.
We're in the entertainment industry.
I mean, we are. We're showbiz, baby.
We're literally, this is showbiz.
This is showbiz. It's what I've always wanted. Back in the day, I used to imagine walking out of my house, speaking of my imagination, and the paparazzi.
Here it comes.
Wanting to know me.
I think you're starting.
And I seriously, like, you guys, not today. It's been a rough morning, please. And I would, in my head, create these scenarios.
And maybe those scenarios have been just manifestations, rockets that you've been launching many years ago. And we'll stay tuned on what's to come.
What manifestation looks like.
Yeah.
Simple pleasure of the week. May I go first? My simple pleasure has been taking Luna let's put it this way. We are full on spooky Halloween mode, and Luna is so into it. And I've never felt closer to our mom in the motherhood aspect than I do now with Luna. And I think it'll happen at Christmas as well. Like these holidays, what they say is true. Like holidays with little ones is so fun.
It's
And
so fun.
I'm doing all of the traditions that mom did with us. And it's great being in that like walk down memory lane. But the connection with my dead mom is really pretty fucking cool. And then having fun with Luna has been such a joy, and just getting on her level and just being playful. It is so far, this has been my favorite part of motherhood.
It's probably the most fun part, this age, seeing the like excitement through a 3.5-year-old's eyes.
And the skeletons, I mean, she just has a hoot with all of this stuff, and then the funny way she says things, she calls apple cider apple spider. It's just so
Oh,
cute. And it's just really, we're in that moment, and I'm
I love
really
that.
soaking it up
Yeah,
and
soak it up.
slowing down to really embrace it. And she is my favorite little person.
Soak it up.
I
I
am.
tried to get my kids to go apple picking
Yeah, what
yesterday.
the hell happened?
They opted for a family round of pickle, which was fun. We played, it was
But
fun.
I want to shout out to Honey Hill Orchard. It's a small family owned business, and it is one of the best apple orchards. I took Luna there ever.
Ever. I checked. It's a 45-minute drive from our
And it's
house.
not like going to Great America. There
Okay.
aren't fucking rides all over. It
Okay.
doesn't cost an arm and a leg.
Yep.
You go in, you have a great festive day, you go home, and you didn't break the bank.
I'll tell you what, though, the Anderson twins are counting the minutes until we break the bank and go to the Great America of Halloween at Bankston's, which in my experience has been so much fun to do with them as 13, 14,
So fun
15,
because they're at
16
that
year
age
olds.
where they're like hooting
They're
and
like, they
hollering.
hoot and holler. They act like dorks. They
Yeah.
ride the
Yeah, they're dorking
swing.
it up.
They're riding the train.
Yeah.
They're like,
They're dorking it up.
dorking it up, being like, they're like kind of like holding on to their youth for a little bit longer. And it's
important.
and it's super fun.
Anthony proposed to me at Bankston's.
Yeah.
William was there.
That's right.
William
He
was
went
with us,
Dad.
with Dad, and Dad pulled Anthony aside. It was pure mayhem at the pumpkin patch, and Dad pulled Anthony aside and said, "When are you going to do this? I've got a poker game to get to."
Yep.
So he felt a little rushed, but he kept his cool, calm, handsome, collective.
Wow.
And he
that's just our dad, Lauren. Did Dad also ask you on the way to your wedding? No, he didn't.
No, Dad did not
Because
ask me if I wanted to.
You surprised everybody with your.
No, he knew we were getting married, but Dad
he
also
didn't ask you if you wanted an out.
No, I think I'm madly in love with him. Dad knew that, and not that you're not with Ryan, but Dad did not give me the out.
Such a weird conversation. Let me tell you about my simple joy.
Yeah.
It's dirty chais, buddy. It's
Where?
everywhere. Everywhere. I'm testing them, and I've had some shitty ones and I've had some amazing ones. And I'm here to tell you two things. I'm going to tell you where the two best dirty chais in town are. All right. If you want to go head out a little bit west to Downers Grove to Pete's Coffee, they make one of the best dirty chai lattes I have ever had in my entire life.
And what makes it so good for you?
I don't know. It's like the perfect balance of spice and caffeine, like espresso.
Okay, so it's
dirty.
Like so you're getting a dirty chai latte.
Dirty chai. If I didn't say that, if that wasn't clear, forgive me. There's like a spice factor to it that is elevated. It just tastes better than most that I've had. And I have to give a shout out to Blackberry Market in LaGrange.
Oh,
they are the leader in my town of dirty chai lattes.
And in the city, I suggest you go to Groundswell, which is over in the West Loop.
Okay.
And what we love about there is it's not as sweet as it is spicy.
And that's what I like about it.
I think that's the masala chai that you're looking for, is that it has a little bit more spice to it because of that maybe ginger and different spices that they blend up. Yeah, I don't like a sweet, dirty chai. Ugh.
Agreed.
It's spicy, just like my sex life.
Wow.
I was just joking.
And on that note, friends, stay cozy.
If you don't throw in a little joke here and there, it falls